that's the main thing. If somebody catches the ball or if somebody breaks out, you're going to see 11 guys running to that ball on their defense, and just their quickness on the line, of course, filling in the gaps. I think that's something that we need to be aware of and definitely need to practice for, and I think our scouts are giving us a great look this week.
Did you watch that the Tennessee App State game last year? I think it was a Thursday night game, and or did you catch anything?
Yeah, I caught the tail end of it. I think the most resounding thing was just seeing their defensive line put in work. Of course, Stout, went off, and their outside backers doing a great job. And once again, just seeing the quickness, the explosiveness, and just how they swarmed to the ball.
Yeah, well, followed up on that. Kirby was just mentioning how the D-line has such quickness, maybe undersized. How tough is that to prepare for? Maybe when you get a group, it seems like you could overmatch, but their quickness can make up for maybe their size.
Well, that goes back to our team and then the scout team being able to produce that look, and I think they've been doing a great job so far. We need to continue to ramp it up this week, but that's something where, once again, we don't see that every day in practice. Usually we see the big guys that will try to go through you, but I think our scouts are doing a great job of trying to replicate that as best they can to get us ready for Saturday.
You line up alongside Isaiah Wynn from time to time. I know he was out some of camp, but how valuable is he to this offensive line given what they lost from a year ago?
I mean, regardless of his athleticism, his football knowledge, football IQ, and just what he can do on the field, I think the biggest thing that he offers is he's the leader. I mean, he's the anchor of the offensive line. Guys respect him. We look up to him. We know that if he says go this way, we're going to go that way. And just having him back on the field to be able to not only lead us, off the field in terms of meetings and stuff like that, but as well as on the field, I think that's the most valuable part.
Can you compare this offense to where you were a year ago, a second year in the system, the second year now with Eason? What jumps out at you is where you are now compared to a year ago?
I think we've been able to build. We definitely have the same character traits that we had last year, but now we have a few wrinkles in there that we're able to expose. I think we know what we need to build on. We know we need to continue to develop, such as the passing game, and we're able to throw out different things to do that. We know what doesn't work, and now we're figuring out what does work.
Is the talent level better?
Honestly, don't know. I think that's hard to compare.
You got Nicole, you got Caleb Crumpton, some other new
I would say that, definitely we have a lot of talented freshmen, and a lot of guys have continued to step up their game, and I think that's the biggest thing. It's just that guys have gotten a lot better this offseason. I know Coach Smart's probably said it, but we're definitely bigger and faster, and I think that's starting to carry through on the field.
You grew up in Charlotte, right? All the way since you were a toddler kind of thing.
Yeah.
How much buzz would App get in Charlotte as far as
you'd see that all around. I went to a game there. My buddy Sims McElfresh, he was 83 up there. This is a program that, especially where I'm from, everybody respects it. You can't not respect what they've done, and especially looking at film, seeing the players they have. This is definitely going to be a good game, and I'm excited to figure out how we need to go win it.
What does a game like that Michigan game, or even taking Tennessee to overtime, do for the program in terms of proving that can be done?
I think those are just really the landmark victories that they needed to, prove themselves to other people. You watch the film, you know what they have, but really it's putting it into perspective because it's, we play against them. We've seen teams play against them. Now we know exactly how they stack up. And like I said, they're an impressive team. I think this is going to be a great game, and I'm looking forward to it.
What can you say about Jacob Eason and his command of the offense from this last year to this year?
Yeah, he's definitely a lot more comfortable. He really understands the offense a lot better. Being a freshman and performing how he did last year, I was extremely impressed. But now he's once again able to build on that and take that knowledge to a new level.
Did you watch that App State Michigan game?
Not the Michigan game, no. That was, I don't even know how old I was.
10 years ago.
10 years ago?
Minus 10.
Yeah, so I was 12 years old. Wasn't really watching football back then. I was probably in the backyard playing it.
But about the Tennessee game last year, though, you're pretty familiar with that. Does that sort of stick in the back of your mind what they were able to do?
Definitely. That's just, once again, it's just a great example of, another game that we need to scout, another game that we look at, and I think that shows up all over the film. But that's just an easy one to compare us to because we play against those guys.
Rodrigo Blankenship was freshman All-SEC last year, and had to compete. Kirby hadn't said he's won the job yet. What have you noticed from him? This offseason?
I think he's doing a great job. I mean, he is who he is. I think everybody knows that. He's an awesome guy. He's funny. He's quirky. He's goofy. I think that's why we all like him. But he's going out there and competing with Marvin, and they're getting after it every day. And I think that competition is making them better. I mean, it's just pushing them to a new limit. So I'm excited to see what happens.
Who are some of the guys on the offense that you've been impressed with? I guess that you're happy seeing out there.
I'm happy seeing out there. I really do like all the guys. I'd be a lot more sad if one of them wasn't out there. Like I said, between the receivers, the backs, the O-line, the quarterbacks, I mean, everybody's just taking that next step, and that's something that I haven't been able to witness just because everything's been different every year. And so it's the same system, the same people, and we're able to push forward, and that's just so cool to see.